Really quick, Dana, only because I've seen this and I've never seen this before. I want to talk about Khabib really quick.
That's right.
And
Yep.
and him talking to you. I never seen anything like this in my life. He's not even done with Michael Johnson when he's fighting Michael Johnson, and
Oh,
between
yeah.
rounds, he's telling you he wants to fight you. He's calling. First of all, I loved it. He's telling everybody normally is worried about the fight. Are they winning? Let me get my heart rate back down. The guy's arguing with Dana about if he could fight Conor McGregor next, telling him. I bet. Well, Dana, what was he saying exactly? I want to fight your son.
He's
calling him
fighting
his
with
son.
me more than he's fighting with Michael Johnson. He's like, you know, this should have been my title shot, right?
This is
I
great.
should have had this title. Give me the title fight. You know, look at this fight. I said, Khabib, win this one first.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Go win this fight first. Go win every round. He came back and was screaming at me the entire time that the guys were trying to work on him in the corner.
Oh, I mean, I
Hilarious.
think that's. I'm impressed with him. What do you think about a fight between him and Conor? I mean, Johnson in the beginning of the fight looked awesome for like almost the 3 minutes, and then it really took a drastic turn for him. But
Yeah, Michael Johnson rocked him.
Yes.
Early in that fight. Yeah, he did. He looked good. And Michael Johnson's wrestling he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
When Khabib got him down, he completely dominated him.
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, even when he got away from some, it was just inevitable after a while. Once his snap was a little less with his striking, and he's a tough guy, so he hung in there longer than I think most would down on the floor. But that was like a slow death down there. And even when he gets locked up with him, I've seen footage of him getting locked up with Luke Rockhold up against the cage and taking him down. I mean, he is a gorilla, Khabib.
Yeah, he is.
And it's
true.
one of those things where, I mean, that fight, I mean, is Conor accurate enough to keep him away and put him away with the strikes? And if not, is he going to survive getting even in the clinch? Is he going to survive with him? So,
See, that's one of the fun things about Conor McGregor, though. Every time Conor fights another fight, this is the guy that's going to beat Conor because, you know, Conor has no wrestling. Conor has no this. Conor has no that. Yet Conor comes in and just looks better and better every time he fights.
I've stopped picking against Conor. I don't love Conor. He's great for the sport. I enjoy rooting against him, but the guy's fucking awesome. I mean, he just every time you think this guy's going to beat him, Conor kills him. So you can't pick against him. It's crazy.
It's true, man. It's true. He is so special, and I mean, everybody thought, you know, all the experts thought that you know, especially if you see how Eddie Alvarez had just you know, dismantled friggin' Dos Anjos, man. I mean, went in there. You know, he had both. He had all the tools. He could stand and trade with Conor, you know, because he's got good hands, good power, and a good chin. And his wrestling was supposedly so much better than Conor. Yeah. Conor stopped every one of his shots. He didn't take Conor down once.
I'll tell you what. Well, here's what seems to happen. Sorry, Matt. It seems like the guys who do really well against him is a guy like Nate Diaz. Guys, besides the obvious, you know, weight, is guys who are not afraid of that moment. And it seems like, you know, Jose Aldo is a you know, a martial artist, respectful. And Eddie Alvarez seemed to be overwhelmed by that moment. And Khabib doesn't seem like he'd be overwhelmed by that moment because he likes to talk shit and he likes to be that guy. So he may have an easier time mentally dealing with that, and it may not affect him in the ring as much.
Well, there's a difference when you move up in size. I mean, for Conor McGregor at 145, 155 pounds, which is his weight class, you know, when you move up to 170, you know, you saw it in the Diaz fight. Diaz was so much bigger than him, and Diaz did a great job. Diaz is another one, too, who has an unbelievable chin, you know, has good stand-up and has good punching power himself, laying on him and really putting his weight on him and you know, did a great job in that fight of doing exactly what he needed to do, bum rushing him, you know, running in at him all the time and putting tons of pressure on him. And then, you know, there's been this talk between Woodley and Conor about those guys fighting. Oh. The difference is that when you get to that to the level, those guys that fight at 170 walk around way more than 170. What Conor's trying to make 170. He weighed in at 168. And it was hard for him to get to that weight. You know, those guys are used to, you know, getting hit much harder.
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
Yeah, I'd like to see the fight I would want to see even more than Woodley Conor would be Stephen Thompson Conor. I think it'd be a really interesting fight.
True.
I don't think it'll happen.
It's just I just don't think Conor needs to mess around at that weight. He needs to stay at 55. I mean, you guys are just talking at the beginning of this conversation about how tough of a fight Khabib is. You know, Khabib's a 55-pounder.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 55-pounder, that's a fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
I'm so
Exactly.
impressed with that guy. I think he's a monster movie, and and I like when he's talking about the fight, I like his trash talk where he's saying he's not going to submit him. He's going to take him down. He's going to smack him around. He's going to talk, and he's just going to talk to him. And oh man, dude, it's a fucking nightmare if you hear this guy talk. You know, it's funny because he believes every second of it.